And just like that, Zach Arnett is back in the SEC. Hello, everyone. I'm Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you get your content, we are there. And, of course, guys, stay up to date with all the latest from us over at SECUnfiltered.com. The following is brought to you by our friends, guys, over at RHOBACK. You see me rocking the Roback polo, guys. RHOBACK's performance hoodies and polos. They're some of the most comfortable clothing, guys, I've ever worn, whether I'm creating content, I'm hanging out around the house, I'm running errands, I'm on the golf course, I'm at the tailgate, I'm at the ball game, whatever it might be. I'm normally rocking my Roback. And guys, again, for all my golfers out there, right, weather's starting to warm up. You want to get out there, play 18 holes. You want to be comfortable while you're doing it, guys. Again, I've never worn a polo so soft. It stretches with your body, with your swing. Again, guys, of course, you're going to be out at the tailgate, whether it's for baseball season, it's March Madness. We got spring football and spring games upcoming. Hey, kickoff's just around the corner, guys. Before you know it, we're going to start our 100 Days to Kickoff series. You want to make sure you've got the absolute best gear for the tailgate or whatever occasion it may be. And the best is our friends at RHOBACK. Guys, head over to RHOBACK.com. Use the promo code SECU at checkout in your first purchase to get 20% off your entire order. 20% off, promo code SECU over at RHOBACK.com. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all bottoms, Q-zips, hoodies, and more with that promo code SECU. So again, RHOBACK.com, SECU, RHOBACK.com, promo code SECU for 20% off. Stop me if you've heard this before. Lane Kiffin just made a major splash. And this time it's not because of something he said in a press conference or his thoughts on NIL or the portal. It's who he's adding to his coaching staff. You know, I think many of us thought there was a chance that Zach Arnett may end up back in the SEC sooner rather than later. But I'm not exactly sure I expected it this soon, and I'm not exactly sure I expected it to be on the other side of the Egg Bowl rivalry. That's exactly what's happening as Lane Kiffin has added Zach Arnett to his defensive coaching staff. This information coming via our friend Zach Berry of Ole Miss Spirit, the On3 affiliate for the Ole Miss Rebels. Zach says this on X, quote, Ole Miss has hired former Mississippi State head coach Zach Arnett. He replaced Mike Leach after he passed away in 2022, and he went 5-6 last season, was previously at San Diego State for 8 years, and then the DC and linebackers coach at Mississippi State. First things, guys, happy for Zach Arnett, honestly. You know, I thought Arnett was a guy who took over a really, really difficult situation. Really difficult situation in Starkville, right? With the passing of the late, great Mike Leach. And, you know, I'm not saying that he was without faults, right, in last season, the way that it went, obviously changing over the entire offense, bringing over Kevin Barbay, right, not suiting the offense to Will Rogers' strong suits and just completely reinventing the wheel, if you will. But again, you have to give credit to the situation, what he inherited, what he had to take over, trying to band that team together, right? Galvanize that football team, and also go out there and win football games, right? So the off-field challenges were there. Of course, the on-field challenges were there, trying to replace the late, great Mike Leach. And unfortunately, it did not work out. And the crazy thing is, the vibe that I got from Mississippi State fans last summer was, hey, this guy isn't the long-term answer. They messed up hiring him. They messed up giving him this job. They should have gone out and done a diligent search. And thanks a lot, Zach Arnett. But we need to go get a real long-term head football coach. And I think sure enough, that energy obviously was felt top to bottom. I think it's why Mississippi State was so quick to pull the trigger on Zach Arnett. And of course, now they have settled on Jeff Lebby. So for the Ole Miss Rebels, though, Lane Kiffin, I think this is a fantastic hire. And of course, you've already got Pete Golding, right? You got Pete Golding, the great DC, on your staff already. The talent you've added on the defensive side of the football, guys. This might be the most talented Ole Miss defense to ever take the field there in Oxford. I mean, literally, truly, when you look at the names, when you look at the bodies, top to bottom, they're going to be fantastic. But you add a guy like Zach Arnett, and again, per our friend Zach Berry, he is going to be in an analyst role on Lane Kiffin's staff. And guys, this isn't just, oh, it's an analyst, just write it off, whatever. Like, you look at Zach Arnett's track record and you look at his resume. Again, was it San Diego State? And that's where he sort of built up his name and built up his brand and built up who Zach Arnett is, who we think of, and what he turned into at Mississippi State. And guys, he was an immediate impact guy on that coaching staff at Mississippi State, right? You look back at 2020, just before we got there. Mississippi State's ranking near the bottom in defense, right? Ranking 11th, 12th in defense. The second he gets there, that following season, they're ranked 3rd in defense. They're ranked 4th in defense, running that 3-3-5 scheme, right? It was in 2019, yes, that the Mississippi State Bulldogs are ranked 11th. 2020, they were ranked 4th. 2021, they ranked 3rd. And that success just continued in 22, 23. And we became accustomed to Mississippi State being one of the best defenses in the Southeastern Conference. Maybe even if they didn't have as much talent as some of the others out there, they lacked this or lacked that. Zach Arnett was able to coach his side of the football up. Lane Kiffin understands, whether it comes from it to players, it comes to coaching staff, whatever it is. Hey, boosters as well, right? Whatever it is, Lane Kiffin, what he understands is you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. And Lane Kiffin's trying to take this thing as far as he possibly can. Lane Kiffin's trying to get this thing to the next level. We're talking about an Ole Miss team that I think absolutely should be considered a favorite in the SEC this year to not just even win the conference, but get to, of course, the 12-team college football playoff. You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go with others. And a guy like Zach Arnett, bringing him on staff, it's just another quality mind in that defensive room. I think he's going to do a world of benefit for that defense. Pete Golding obviously got that thing rolling. They added all of this talent, but now you add another great defensive mind. The Ole Miss defense now isn't just going to be one of the most talented in school history. It's going to have one of the best coaching staffs, one of the best defensive staffs leading it they've probably ever had there in Oxford. So another huge win for Lane Kiffin, a guy who continues, it seems, to everything he touches of late turns to gold. I think this was a great move. And again, good for Zach Arnett, man. After the Mississippi State situation, and I don't want to speak for Zach Arnett, but is there bad blood there? Maybe. The Egg Bowl is going to be wild this year, though. The Egg Bowl is going to be crazy. That's sort of the underlying storyline, right? There's going to be a lot of big ones. Lane Kiffin against Jeff Lebby, right? Lebby's first Egg Bowl. But now you've got this whole Zach Arnett storyline, right? Of Zach Arnett taking on Mississippi State, being on the other side of this rivalry. Is there some bad blood there because of the way it ended? I wouldn't be shocked, nor would I blame him. And for those players, especially that defense, that's going to be a huge source of motivation for them as well. So going to be a lot of fun to see. But guys, end of the day, I love what Zach Arnett did in Starkville. I think he did it with far less talent than what he's going to have this year. And again, he's not the DC, right? This is going to fall on Pete Golding. I don't know that we're going to be talking about Zach Arnett on a week-in, week-out basis, but I love the fact that he landed on his feet. He's a great defensive mind. I'm honestly probably kind of surprised that Zach Arnett didn't get a defensive coordinator job at any other SEC school, because I think this is one of the hottest names. I think he'd have been a great fit to do so. But all Lane Kiffin does, give kudos, boosting his staff, and he understands you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, you go with others. And I think Lane Kiffin, Pete Golding, Zach Arnett, that Ole Miss defense, and that Ole Miss football team is going to go very, very far with a bunch of players and a bunch of staff they've assembled heading into the 2024 college football season. Guys, it's going to do it all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live or when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily in iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you get your content, we are there. And of course, guys, check out SEC Unfiltered for all the latest from us. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.